Hello again. Today we are going to start the second session of our breathing normalization course. Actually, it's more like lectures, not the course. I'd like you to know that normally we work with people only individually. And Konstantin Buteyko emphasized that any kind of breathing normalization work should be done under the supervision of a specialist and individually. However, we decided to do this course in order to make the discoveries of Konstantin Buteyko and our own experience as breathing normalization specialists who work at the breathing center more known. We believe that this course will help you. However, if you do need to modify your breathing, most likely you will need to have some individual sessions with one of our specialists. And it's possible to do it whether online from any location or in our office in Woodstock, New York. So let's talk about nighttime hyperventilation, which is really the strongest one. During the day, we have certain control of our breathing. During the night, there is almost no control at all. Besides that, during the day, we are more or less active, at least to a certain extent. We walk, some people run, or even just moving a little bit makes our metabolism more active. And carbon dioxide is the outcome of metabolism. So when the body is active, it produces more carbon dioxide and reduces the level of hyperventilation in a way. During the night, we are totally passive. We don't have any control of our breathing, and our metabolism is rather passive. It doesn't produce a lot of carbon dioxide. So as a result, the level of hyperventilation becomes very high. On top of it, a lot of people breathe through their mouths during the night. And today we will discuss all those issues, and I will offer you some tools to correct this situation. And before we start talking about it, I would like to ask you some questions. And even though I cannot hear your answers or I cannot see your answers right now, I'd like you to answer those questions for yourself, just to increase your own awareness about your breathing during the nighttime. Do you sleep peacefully every night? Do you wake up a lot during the night? What time you go to bed, and what time do you normally get up? How many hours of sleep is enough for you? Do you snore? Do you have insomnia? Do you have sleep apnea? In the morning, when you wake up, do you feel energetic and positive about your day, or you feel tired and your mind is heavy and you don't feel any motivation to start your day? Do you take sleeping pills? What are your sleeping positions? How is your breathing during the night? Do you normally awake in between 3 and 5 o'clock in the morning? Do you have any breathing difficulties during this time? Or whatever your symptoms are, they are not necessarily related to breathing. So whatever they are, do they get stronger during that time, approximately between 3 and 5 o'clock in the morning? So please answer those questions for yourself. That will help us to make changes regarding your breathing and health. It's very important to stop nighttime hyperventilation and switch to nasal breathing during the night. If you don't do that, no matter how many sessions of breathing exercises you have during the day, the state of your breathing and health is not going to change. Our goal to increase the level of carbon dioxide in the lungs by reducing our breathing and switching to nasal breathing, of course. So let's say if you breathe through your nose only during the night and do a lot of breathing exercises which help you to accumulate carbon dioxide, it's not going to produce good results if you don't breathe through your nose or breathe in a heavy way during the night. And sometimes we like to use an analogy with money. It's like, just imagine that you work really hard during the day and you make a lot of money. In the evening you go to a bank and deposit all this money. However, during the night some thieves come to the bank and steal all your savings. So in the morning you have to start again from zero, and now you need to work extra hard to make some money and deposit it to the bank again, and then the whole thing happens again. So the same with carbon dioxide. If you work hard modifying your breathing during the day, but don't pay any attention to it during the night, you are going to lose all your carbon dioxide savings during the night. Not all, but a lot of it. And then you need to work extra hard again in the morning to accumulate it. So please make some changes in your life regarding your breathing during the night. I will explain to you how to switch to nasal breathing during the night. First of all, try to notice how you breathe during the night. Do you breathe with your mouth being open, or do you snore? Simply switching to nasal breathing will stop snoring and will let you sleep less and to feel much better in the morning, much more energetic. There is a simple tool which we use in order to stop mouth breathing during the night. It's a simple paper tape. I'm going to show it to you, and you are welcome to buy it whether from our website, or you could also find it in a local pharmacy. It's a very gentle tape. You just cut a piece of it, and when you go to bed, you put this piece of tape on your mouth. Actually, this one is even a little too big. So you put it on your lips vertically, like this. And it might doesn't look this good, but actually it's a very gentle tape, so it doesn't really bother people. So the idea of taping the mouth is much more frightening than the actual action. And if you are uncomfortable sleeping with the tape, you will be able to pull it off. And a lot of people do that without even noticing what they're doing. So some people go to bed, they put this tape on their lips, and then they wake up and the tape is somewhere on their forehead. That's because they took it off and just accidentally stick it to somewhere to another place. So if you're able to sleep with the tape just for a couple of hours during the night, it's still much better compared to not using the tape at all, or sleeping with your mouth being open for a whole night. And this extremely simple tool is suitable for both adults and children. And it really creates a big difference. I remember one of our students who had a severe form of asthma. She actually had it all her life. And she started using the tape, and that was probably the first time in her life when she would wake up feeling energy and some and she would notice some positive thoughts. She would just feel differently in the morning. That's because she stopped her mouth breathing during the night, which was making her simply exhausted. So if you feel rather tired in the morning when you wake up, it's possible that it's because you breathe through your mouth when you sleep. So use the tape to stop this. Snoring is actually a very serious problem, so don't take it lightly. When people snore, they snore through their mouths, and their breathing is very heavy. And you know, during the day when people breathe through their mouths, they at least do it kind of lightly. When a person snores at night, it doesn't look lightly, you know. You know, we don't breathe like this during the day, but during the night it often happens. So if you snore, you have to stop it. Otherwise, it's going to influence very negatively your whole well-being, and of course your health, first of all. And I had been snoring for many years. In fact, I was snoring even as a baby, and I know that I was born as a hyperventilator because my parents would tell me stories about me snoring when I was a baby. By the way, a lot of people are born as hyperventilators since their parents were hyperventilators. And in this case, it's a little bit more difficult to correct your breathing patterns, but it's still very possible, of course. So when I was a baby, I snored, and my father used to call me a snoring mountain. That was my nickname, and my snoring was very cute at that time. but over years it was getting less and less cute, I think. And then at certain time I started practicing chanting, and my lungs became really strong, and my snoring became really strong as well. At that time I really became a snoring mountain. And then I also developed some mild sleep apnea, because I would snore and I would inhale in a very deep way, and then my breathing would stop completely for a few seconds or so, and that would wake me up. Again, all those problems could be easily corrected with the tape and other tools which we use during the night. So even though, I had been snoring for more than 40 years of my life, I was able to stop it by applying those tools. And of course, my sleep apnea is gone completely as well. And in the connection with this, I'd like to mention that we do help and we do work with people who have sleep apnea, and we are able to help many people to stop using the sleep apnea machines and rebuild their healthy sleep patterns. The breathing normalization method is very effective for those types of people as well.